Guys, William Prowse here. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to fix your carpal tunnel syndrome at home. The first thing that you need to know about carpal tunnel syndrome is it's not caused by a bunch of problems down here usually. It's caused by a bunch of issues right here, in the elbow, in places where the nerve, the median nerve, can get impinged or entrapped. And what that means is that it's being pinched by physical structures. So the most common place that it gets pinched is right here in the neck. And so the first rib of your rib cage gets pushed up against that nerve. And so what we want to do is release the muscle that is holding that rib in place so that the nerve will be free and you'll not have much pain in your wrist anymore. So I want you guys to turn your head and you're going to see this big muscle right here. And it goes from the sternum and it goes to the back of the head. It's like a big rope. And so what you want to do is grab it and then feel it just so you know where it's at. If you have any tender spots, you can rub them out, and those are called trigger points. But what you want to do instead, mainly, is know where the position of the muscle is so you can find this little pocket. And this little pocket is at the very base of the muscle. So turn your head like this way, and then find it, and then find that little pocket, and then put your hands in a position like this, and then put it inside that little corner spot. And then I want you to drop your head forward and then rub up and down. You're gonna feel a muscle. See where my fingers are? You wanna rub against your neck this way and then release it, and it will feel like a muscle knot. Keep in mind though that if you go over just a little bit this way, that you're gonna hit a nerve, and that's not good. You just want to rub out the muscle that's right in this little pocket so that you can release that nerve impingement, but not anywhere else. You don't want to go over here. The next thing that we want to do to release these muscles is to take a back buddy bar stick and take these two little things and put them on the side of your neck, and then do some movements like this. What you want to do idealistically is push into it when your head is tilted towards the bar, and then move your head over like this. And this will free up a lot of the restrictions in the back scalene muscles, which could be causing an impingement. Also, if you have bad posture because you are in a desk or office job, what's going to happen is that you're going to have some tightness up in here too. So try to release everything that you can from this whole area. And so feel around while your head's tilted towards the stick. And then once you find a tender spot, then move your head and then release pressure. Tilt towards the bar, push down, tilt away from it while you put pressure, and then release pressure. The next thing that we're going to do is fix the scapula's position, because if you're sunken over on a desk all day long, your shoulder blades are going to be pushed forward. So what we want to do is push them back. A lot of people love to rub knots in the back, but they don't realize that the knots are there because they're trying to bring the muscles back together in the back so your shoulders can go back. So rubbing the knots in your back are not going to do anything. Rubbing the knots in the front will. So take a lacrosse ball and find a wall, and then push your chest into it. And you want this ball to be positioned right about here. And also, while you push your chest into this ball, into the wall, put your shoulder up, put your shoulder down, and then move all around. You might even have some knots right here. You might have some knots right here. When you lift up your shoulder, you can get into some deeper muscles right in here. So what you want to do is release that so that the scapula or the shoulder blades can go back. So another muscle that we want to work on is called the infraspinatus, and this muscle can cause pain referral patterns down to your hands, down to your fingertips, and it can cause the same pain of carpal tunnel syndrome, or as described by people. And so what you want to do is get the back buddy stick and put it right here on your scapula. And this muscle resides right here. So you might get some trigger points right here in this spot. You might get it right here, or you might get it at the bottom of the scapula, right there. I actually have a tiny one right there. That's not very fun. So rub it out. If you don't have a back buddy stick, take a lacrosse ball, go against a wall, and then feel around until you can get that little trigger point. Another muscle that can cause pain to radiate down into the wrist is going to be the subscapularis. And a lot of people with a forward shoulder hunch over a desk are going to have some dysfunction in this muscle, and we need to take care of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a stick or that has a rubber ball or something that's very small enough to get into the armpit, but not really sharp. We want it blunt enough so that we can massage this muscle out. So what we're going to do So we're going to push it right in here. Alright, so this might be a better demonstration. So what we're going to do is put it right in this back wall and rub it back and forth. Watch out for the nerve though. You do not want to hit any nerves, and it might have a scary feeling. So go very gently. You won't hurt it. You won't hurt the nerve if you go nice and slow and feel around. I mean, I haven't hit it in years, and when you do, it's not that bad. It hurts for about 2 seconds. It's not a big deal. So don't be scared of this. Just be careful and put the little knob in there and then feel around. You want to find some kind of muscle knots in there and then rub those out slowly. The next step is going to be rubbing out the triceps, the biceps, and also the flexors right here and a little bit back here on the brachioradialis and extensors. If you don't have one of these, you can use a foam roller. You can get creative with the lacrosse ball. It doesn't matter. All you have to do is find a way to put pressure, mechanical pressure into this area. So the triceps, first of all, is very simple. You just rub it back and forth. Some of you guys might have some tenderness on the insertion down here. And what you can do is press down and then move the joint through a range of motion. And this feels really good, especially if there is some entrapment. When it comes to the bicep, you're going to have to get kind of creative so you can rub that thing out. Some people may just want to massage it like this, okay? When it comes to the forearm flexors, what we're going to do is push it right down on here and then put it flat. And then what you want to do is make your wrist go completely limp and try to shorten this joint. You don't want it like this and you don't want it like this. So try to have it like this and then massage it. This is because when it's short, we can get into all the trigger points. So massage it all the way up to the wrist, all the way down to the elbow joint. Next, we're going to massage all the elbow extensors. These are going to be pretty darn sensitive. I mean, the flexors are too, but these ones for some people can be extremely sensitive. So find something to roll it on like this. You can also put a lacrosse ball on a wall and rub it. So in this next technique, we're going to release a specific muscle in the flexors group. There's a muscle called the Pronator teres, and it goes from here to here. And so how we find it is that you're going to put your hand down like this, and then you'll feel a rope from here to here. And you'll feel like a straight rope right there. And so once you find it, then you can go limp, put the elbow like this and hand like this, and then put your hand on it, put pressure, and then do this. This is kind of a complex movement, but it's really easy once you get it down. You just press, and then do that movement, okay? And this thing can trap the median nerve, so we really want to free that up. But the hardest part about releasing it is finding it. So put your hand down and try to like squeeze that way, like that movement. Try to do it really hard and you'll feel a rope. You can almost see mine, but it's really tiny. I'm a tiny person, so you can't really see my little tiny muscles. Right there. You'll feel a rope though, and that's what you want to do, is do this so that you can release it. Another thing that you can do is apply traction to your wrist. So that means pull it out, and you can also squeeze a little bit right here and feel the joints and try to create some space inside the joints. And this is a very useful maneuver if you've had it for a long time and there's lots of water accumulated in that nerve tunnel. So just put some traction on it. Some people say that you can put weight on it, or you can just simply pull it down. Some will also benefit from having a lacrosse ball and then pushing their hand into it. You can also put your hand into something like this and roll it back and forth. You can also find an old mouse, like a computer mouse, and there's a ball at the bottom, and you can put that on a table and roll out your hand as well. There's going to be some tension probably right around here or right around here. Just work out the whole hand. Usually you have to go by feel and find the places where it's tender and then rub those out. After you have followed all of the trigger point things that we just did and you smashed the muscles and you really worked out all those little kinks, what we want to do next is kinetic chain stretches, and specifically for the scalene muscles in the front. So all you have to do is put your arm out like this, extend your wrist, extend your elbow as much as you can, drop the shoulder down, and then move your head this way and then look as far as you can that way. And you want to do this with the whole entire arm and the wrist and the hand and extend as much as possible. This is really going to undo that position of being on a computer. This stretch can cause some pain, so be very careful when you do it. Once you get some relief and the pain is not there as much, you can start doing stretches like this, like this, like this, like this, all around. You get the idea, but don't do those until you do all the trigger point stuff first and the kinetic chain stretches. Stretches are very useful and great, but only after we have done all the steps before and prepared the tissues for stretching. Some exercises to make sure that the pain doesn't come back is take a rubber band or 2 or 3 and do this kind of movement. This is really great for getting the intrinsic extensors going and making them really strong. Another thing that we can do is take some kind of weight and do extensor stuff. You can take a PVC pipe, wrap a rope around it, and put a small weight, and then roll the rope all the way up, and that will work out your extensors. And the extensors are on the top of the forearms, and they do this. You could also just simply take a weight and do that kind of stuff, but I feel like that doesn't do a whole lot. You could also do kind of some static stuff, but I mean the PVC pipe with the rope and a small weight, that's going to be the best way to open up that space and get the extensors really working hard. If you have had carpal tunnel syndrome for a very long time, you may need to use a wrench and some lotion and scrape the area out right here and right here. So what you do is you take a wrench and you very lightly rub it over the muscles and the tendons and all the ligaments and everything else right here and right here. You want to be very careful, but if you've had it for months and months, even years of carpal tunnel syndrome, this is going to feel really good and you'll feel a lot of pain relief from that method. So give that a shot. Very safe. Also, having lotion on here, you can really feel around and find areas of dysfunction if there's any trigger points. Finding muscles like that Pronator from here to here is not as well, actually it is kind of easy, but you don't have much traction when you have lotion. So you can do passes like this to it, but it's not going to be the same as pushing down on dry skin. When you have dry skin, you can really hold onto the fascia and move all the connective tissue with it and get some more, adhesions broken up. But for diagnostic work and doing some nerve mobilization, stuff like this, it really does help to have a little bit of lotion in there. So a lot of these techniques can make the pain go away, and that's awesome. But the thing is that you don't want it coming back. So if you work a desk job, you really need to find out what kind of posture you need. So check out some of the books on posture and figure out how to make your desk work. I definitely recommend getting a standing desk and moving all the time. All right, so go on walks all the time, get your legs moving, get the blood pumping. Sitting on a desk, being hunched over a keyboard is not natural and not what your body's made to do. There's lots of great books by Kelly Starrett and lots of other guys right now. I'm working on a new book on how to fix posture as well, but you need to find a way to fix that because that's the root cause of your carpal tunnel syndrome. Why your neck and why this is all out of whack is because you're in that compromised position. So your body's going to make compensations to mitigate those stresses. So anyways, I hope this video helps you guys out, and if it helps your pain, please let me know in the comment section and give this video a like. If you have any questions, please let me know, and thank you so much for watching. All right, bye.